diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. Yeah, we Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring, sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, I'm back. Season 2, we here. Next level, bigger and better. Let's go.
See me letting go. I'ma lose control. I'm not afraid to fall. Watch me drink it and feel it all.
8 p.m. Monday night. So you know, it's time to tune in to the Afterglow show. Shout out to Kobe and the fam, you rattlers, the football historian, the audience is pouring in at this time like Jackson State, playing gambling. Both hosts like quarterbacks, but ain't scrambling. The Alcorn state of mind that I'm in got me blending in, but standing out like Tiger Skin. Shout out to TSU and all the recruits, turning down big schools for HBCUs. They changed up the scheme, so we changing the scenes. Money for our likeness is nice, but this means we gotta give it all that we got in this game. Black college grad myself, all with the pain. Pick, run, hit, or throw, that's your option. Discussing the coaches, wins, and the losses on the Afterglow.
See me letting go.
Scotty, you went crazy.
I'ma lose control.
Every Monday night at 8, super crazy. Featuring Kofi and your boy Scotty. You know what time it is? Let's. You heard me. Let's. 2.
Go.
Enjoy.
Woo! Listen, man. Listen, man. I be trying to tell y'all, I got the hottest. First, I would say I got the hottest theme song. I got the hottest theme songs. Okay? Stop playing with me. And you know, you can't have the Afterglow without my boy, Kobe Hemingway.
What up, boy? What up, boy? What up, boy? That song be hitting, boy. Boy, that song be hitting. What up, boy? Let's go.
What's good up, Kobe?
What up, man?
What's good?
What up, man?
Good, chilling, man. What's going on? How was your weekend?
Oh, man, it was hot as the Dickens up here, down here in the dirty South, down there in Talawaki, Tallahassee. It was some kind of hot. Jacksonville is really hot. It's just hot, bro. Like, this has got to be one of the hottest summers on record, hands down. But tossed some tennis, took care of mom stuff, and chopped it up with some people, and that was about it.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. It's been hot up here in Atlanta too. Can't even lie, bro. Like, I be trying to make life decisions going outside. You know what I'm saying? You know, should I do?
I just, you know, and Atlanta has like this tennis tournament that's going on right now. So they got jokers scheduled at 11, 12, 3 o'clock. I'd be like, ooh, you are earning your money for real. Because getting out there and playing like that, you have to make some life decisions real quick because, ooh, that'll weigh you down.
It will. Absolutely. Hey, man, listen. So it's funny, right before we came on, I really want to go. I like this topic, but what? Okay. I want you to explain to the people where we got where this all started from. Listen, people. Yes, you're reading that correctly. Leftover house rules. Okay. I didn't even know this is a thing. Kofi says it's a thing. I need you to explain yourself, Kofi. What is a leftovers house rule?
Well, you know, my wife and my children like to go out to eat from time to time, and I go out to eat as well. But when you go out to eat to like the Longhorns and the nice restaurants, your cheesecake factories, all that stuff, you got 24 hours to bring your little leftovers to the crib. Otherwise, they get devoured within the 24-hour rule. Now, especially if you don't have no notes. So look, if you want your food, you have to put a note on your food and be like, look, I'm going to eat this. But if I look up in the refrigerator and within 24 hours, you haven't touched it and you just letting it sit there, especially if it's some red velvet cheesecake or some jive like that, you're going to be out of gas. I'm trying to tell you right there. It's leftover rules. You got 24 hours to eat your food. Otherwise, your food is going to be devoured. That's how
can you tell somebody okay. Listen, I guess it's because I'm an only child. So I never had to deal with leftover rules.
You got 24 hours to bring some jive. You go to Longhorn. You go to Longhorn and bring a nice T-bone steak untouched. Talking about, you know, yeah, I ate too much of the bread and the salad and everything, and I can't eat it. Okay. All right. You brought it up in there. Don't leave no note on it and see what happened to your little steak. You come downstairs looking for your little steak. I've been there scrambled some eggs with that job, made some hash browns. You be sitting be like, what? Hey, no, it was 24 hours. And if it's really good, you might have about 8 hours to get your stuff. I'm trying to tell you. You go to the bistro in Jacksonville, you bring some oxtail, some mac and cheese, collard greens, you know, talk about, ooh, it's just too much food to eat. Okay, all right, leave it up there. Leave it up there in the refrigerator if you want to. You got 24 hours, 8 hours if it's the bistro, and maybe about 5 if it's really something I really, really want. If you sitting up there talking about some leftover chocolate, we finna be eating your food.
Man. Listen, the benefits, because listen, man, my mom.
If you don't eat it, you better put a note on it talking about I want it.
Funny.
If not, it's gonna be gone.
That's funny. You know what? Like me and my mom never liked the same thing. So somebody said 4 hours if I've been drinking. Oh man, listen, y'all are wild, bro.
I'm trying to
Y'all
tell you.
are wild. That is crazy. Man, y'all. I didn't even know that this was a thing. I just thought like, if it ain't yours, don't touch it. And the funny thing is, when he first brought it up to me, I'm thinking like, because Key cooks and she'll have leftovers. So he was asking me like leftovers. I'm like, yo, I eat it until it goes bad. Like, I just love leftovers. You know what I'm saying? But he talking about putting notes on stuff and write your name on stuff. I'm like,
you better put your initials on it or something, because if you don't, it's gonna be gone. Man,
y'all wow, y'all. Hey, listen, I none of these Bamas in the chat. I am glad I ain't grow up with none of you Bamas, because I'm fighting on sight if you eat my food. You knew it wasn't your food. You knew you didn't buy it. You knew it wasn't your food, but yet and still you're eating it. That's some foolishness. I don't agree to that. I don't
buy a T-bone steak and leave it up in the refrigerator and see what happens. We just be like Delarice. We gonna all be some fighting mode.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And if it's a roommate situation, listen, facts, DJ. I'm an only child. If it ain't yours, don't touch it. If it ain't yours, don't touch it. That's how I feel about it. On site, bro. We're not even playing them type of games. Let's get it. Listen, I saw this and I immediately, okay, when I say immediately, I immediately thought of you when I saw this, right? Okay. And I want your... What's up, man? Oh, shout out to Alan Darby. Got himself a job, a J-O-B, word of the day. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. He said, good news. I got my first job ever. I made the basketball team for my Texaco, and I got, boy, you winning.
Let's go. That's favorite. Go on ahead on. Man, you play the lottery.
Winning. All right, shout out to my girl for bringing that up. My bad, Alan. I didn't even see all that junk. But that's what's up, man. You winning, bro. Blessed, highly favored.
Give God the glory.
Yeah, and don't touch your food. Oh, man. All right, Kofi. So I saw this, man, and I immediately thought of you. Tell me what you would have done in this situation. All right. So now, why he has 400K jewelry on is another question. But here we go.
Yo. All right. Yo, all right. Nobody move.
Getting robbed on his live stream, Kof. On his live stream. And this dude didn't even move. The dude to the left, I don't even know if he's a mannequin or if he's real, but that boy didn't even think about moving. What would you have done, Kof? You getting hemmed up. I know you ain't got no 400K on you.
No, not like that. But let me just say this. Okay. First of all, when I got saved at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church off Snapfinger Road. That would have never happened at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church on Snapfinger Road. Both of them would have got hemmed up. So I'm wondering if I'm trying to tell you, look, churches have to have security. Even in our church, and our church is not big, we have marshals on site.
Mm-hmm.
You know, plus our people, you know, we're watching as well as you coming in. So coming in our church with a mask is asking to get shot. You might not see, I'm telling you, you might not see him, but you come up in there, you fits to get shot. They wouldn't have made it in there talking about coming in there with a mask like that, talking about demanding stuff. They wouldn't have made it out the church alive. Let me tell you that. Now, New Birth, let me tell you about New Birth. This dude, this Bishop Eddie Long was up there and ministering. This dude who was high came in the church down the middle aisle during the offering. He was high as a kite. He started doing some jumping jacks while the choir was singing. Byron Cage and them up there. He's doing his jumping jacks. Bishop Eddie Long did like this. And look, I'm serious. Bishop did like this. And the next thing you know, it was 20 Negroes on that joker. They hemmed him up, took him out the service. He was out and handled within about 20 seconds tops. And that was New Birth. This guy is paying $600,000, $500,000 for some jewelry. Need to pay for some darn security.
That's facts.
Ridiculous.
That's
You
facts.
wear something like that in this day and age, you got to have security. You know, I mean, even with the they would have sure got sent. I'm trying to tell you, like in this day and age, even TD Jakes' church, if you watch his broadcast, there's somebody down that middle aisle that is sitting on the end that's looking like this the entire time while he is preaching. If somebody makes a move, any kind of move, like they want to come to the altar while he's up preaching, they finna get shot. They finna get hemmed up right there in the potter's house. You who are broken, stop by the potter's house. You can't do that in no real church like that. I mean, now, it's unfortunate. I hate that it happened. I don't know what kind of armor bearer training they had up in there. I mean, that Negro that's sitting up there reading the Bible didn't even move. I'm just sitting.
Didn't even
sitting up there frozen. What kind of armor bearer are you?
Fired.
They would not listen. They wouldn't have got halfway down that aisle before they would have got hemmed up.
Fired. That boy would have been all the way fired. Also, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, finish it up.
No, I'm just saying, you know, in this day and age, even churches now, New Mercies, the last church I went to, they've got rules. They understand. We got people that are armed in the service. And our people know that if something go on, hit the floor and let the marshals handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Walk up in New Mercies with your little guns and your mask and see what happens. He sat so still they didn't even notice him. Y'all can see me? Can you see me?
That boy didn't even flinch. I mean, didn't even go like just not. Man, I thought he was a mannequin for real. I was like, man, Lord have mercy. Whoo, that was funny. When I saw it, I was like, man, what would Kofi do? But anyway, listen. I saw this, man. I'm sorry. And listen, I know Blue probably watching this. Blue, I know your boy Sam Herder. But this just shows me how, and this is gonna be how white people get stuff so easy, right? So I'm like, so Sam Herder, if anybody doesn't know, he's a FCS insider, knows a lot about FCS football. So I'm reading this, and he's like excited to announce that FCS All In will now be moving to ESPN Plus this season, a new format this season. I'm like, okay. I'm like, FCS All In, okay, like a college game day. All right, let me see. You know, I go to YouTube. This Bama got 354 subscribers with 17 videos, and he on ESPN Plus. What type of foolishness is this?
Well, is ESPN, I don't even consider ESPN Plus necessarily legit. You know, it's just a channel. But if they find a way to monetize it, all power to them.
How you gonna make it? How you gonna make it to ESPN Plus? How is ESPN even checking for you if you ain't even got a following on YouTube? You got 17 videos on YouTube. Boy, I tell you.
That's ridiculous.
Boy, I tell you. That sent me off. When I saw that sent me over. It sent me over. I'm like, what?
Huh?
Yeah, I'm like, you can get Blue to do that.
Listen,
Blue got a following.
I'm trying to tell you, Blue would set that off. Now I would watch Blue.
You know what I'm saying? Sam Hurley better be reaching out to my boy Blue. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I will say, I do believe that within the next year or so, game day will be back at an HBCU campus?
Yeah, because I'm gonna be doing it.
Oh,
I'm gonna be doing my own. We gonna be doing our own HBCU game. When I pull up, they know that's gonna be the game of the week.
let's go.
I want a whole bus decked out with an RV, all that with the on the side. You know what I'm saying? Tour bus style, baby. Come on, man. Stop playing me. Crazy. Hey, but ESPN Plus lets you do anything. All right, last topic for current events. Kofi, I know you heard this. Kyler Murray, new contract. All right. He has a homework clause in his contract. Yes, you heard me right. He has a homework clause. In the deal, it says he is required to engage at least 4 hours of independent study during each week of the season. He signed for $160 million guaranteed and $230 for total. And this is the exact quote in the clause. It says the contract specifically includes this sentence: players shall not receive any credit. This sounds like a college student for independent study with respect to any time periods during which any material is displayed or played on an iPad or an electric device. Player is not personally studying or watching material while it's being displayed or played. Players engaged in any other activity that may distract his attention. For example, watching television, playing video games, or browsing the internet while such material is being displayed or played. Now, Kofi, how in the blue hell do you pay somebody $160 million that you don't even trust to study his freaking playbook? You a grown man. I got to put a homework clause in your contract.
Wow. That's bad. That's bad. And I was wondering if it had something to do with the fact, did he graduate from OU, from Oklahoma?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
And I don't know. Is this pertaining to his playbook, or is this pertaining to?
No, it's his playbook. It's supposed to be. It starts at the end of training camp. He has to prepare. He has to give 4 hours every week for the upcoming game. Wow. So that's how they're looking at it.
He must have shown his natural born, you know what, to get something like that. And this fool signed it. And he signed it.
So you know it. Listen, the disrespect alone off of you putting this is like unprecedented. You have a homework clause in a contract. That tells me, first of all, let's be real. Remember, the coach wanted him. The guy from Texas Tech who lost in college, wanted Kyler Murray, drafted him number 1, blah, blah, blah. But that tells me this, that he has seen such, because remember, I think he did play 3 or 4 years, at least 3 of 2 or 3 years in the league.
This is year 4.
So this is year 4. So in 3 years, you have it. Your team, your coaches don't feel you've done your due diligence in studying your playbook. Really?
That's absurd. That is so absurd. That is so absurd, ridiculous, and sad. And for me, why am I paying you?
What? Why am I paying you $160 million?
Now, the real deal is going to be, I would say sometime in the next 2-3 years, his contract's going to seem cheap. It's going to seem cheap. Because that boy out there in San Diego, when it's time for him to renegotiate his contract,
yeah,
it's going to blow Kyler Murray's out of the water.
Oh, you talking about that white boy out there? Oh, that boy cold.
Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert. Oh, yeah, that boy cold. That boy cold. But I when I saw that and Mr. Campbell sent it to me, because I was just like, Mr. Campbell, I ain't got no topics. And he's like, I got you, young blood. You know what I'm saying? I got your nephew. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking up topics. I'm getting stuff together. He called me. He said, yo, I got something for you. I said, what? He told me this. I said, you lying. Googled it.
Homework clause.
Homework clause.
For a grown. Now, I'm going to tell you who, and this is my boy. God bless him. But Michael Vick needed that homework clause.
Yeah, he did. Facts.
He needed that.
Yeah, facts.
He needed that in his little contract and stuff. And, man, you just don't. Joe Burrow, man.
$300 million, easy. $300
Joe
million.
Burrow, bro.
Easy. He gonna break
Kyler Murray's contract is gonna be cheap compared to what these next boys finna get.
Yeah, and DJ just said 300 million easy. For me, and I know we kind of going off topic, but I think the NFL has to do a cap on quarterbacking, like, because it's just going to get astronomical. You're going to get to like where you have $500 million quarterbacks. That's just not sustainable. So you know what I'm saying? I'm putting everything into one player. No. I think there has to start being a cap on quarterback salary contracts to where you pay off a tier or something like this, because maybe like, you know, the max it can be is a $200 million contract or something like that, because this is getting ridiculous. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
What is Mahomes making right now?
500 million over 10 years.
They got him hemmed up, bro.
Yeah. But he wanted to give them the space to keep getting talent. He didn't want to hit them all at, but because Patrick Mahomes is, I mean, he could have asked for everything in the kitchen sink with the white girl. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? That's just facts. So, but you know, you have to, this just isn't sustainable. This just isn't sustainable over the long haul of an NFL, because it just keeps going up. So you got to put a cap on, you know, these contracts. You just got to.
Shoot. Lamar Jackson, my man, Josh Allen, paid. That's gonna be ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. I wouldn't. I mean, if I was an NFL owner, I'd be trying to get up out these jokers so fast. Not even a game. I'd be up and I'm like, yo, we need to come up with a cap. We need to come
homework clause.
No.
Put it up in there.
All right, let's get to some HBCU stuff. I saw this on Twitter. My boy BJ Jones reposted it, retweeted it. And should HBCU have game rules? All right. So do you think a new in and out rules should be implemented? So you know how the game people be going in and, you know, they go in, come out, and they go back in. Should there be in and out rules implemented for HBCU games?
I get it, but no. I think that'd be a waste. Let me tell you about something about colored people. They're going to always find a darn loophole, no matter what rule you come up with. Black people are going to find a loophole for whatever rule you establish. Now, hopefully your game culture is such that, you know, people actually want to be in the environment. You know, but all that me going upstairs, coming back down, giving you my pass, you know, so you can get in. It's just, you know, it's just ridiculous. We've got to shift that. I don't know about that whole in and out rule thing. Have at it, you know, but I think that there needs to be a deeper dive into that. I know with FAMU, the students get in free anyway. So that ain't no big deal. What you have to worry about is, you know, I want to say, I'm trying to find the right words before I say the wrong thing. Raggedy alums coming up and trying to get freebies, you know, that sort of thing, going in and out. I don't think that's cool, but I don't think a rule is going to necessarily stop that.
What about, you know, okay, so what about a situation to where, you know, you either bump up pricing, you know, like, should there be some things that, because what I'm seeing is, you know, people are talking about, you know, people leaving at halftime or people being around the event but not really participating in the event. You know what I'm saying? Like
now that I think should be monetized. I think to get on FAMU's campus during homecoming, I think you at least need to pay, or just period, for a game day experience. That needs to be $20. You just coming on campus to hang out, $20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that there definitely needs to be some monetization of that, because we allow too many people just to come in to be a part of the experience that aren't necessarily given anything. They need to, yeah, you need to chip in. You part of this. So, yep, you need to pay. It's an event. It's just like if I go to Busch Gardens, I might not ride on any rides, but me being in the park costs me at least $50 for me to get in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if I don't ride on any rides, look at any animals, to get in the park, it costs me money. To get into Disney World costs me money. You know, so I think coming to an HBCU game day experience should cost you some money. And I think that we need to find a way to monetize that, because we're letting a lot of money just pass through. All this money walking up and down the street, people socializing, having a good time. The good time is because of the HBCU that is in the vicinity.
Yeah.
So absolutely, I think that they definitely need to find a way to do that. That needs to be an ongoing discussion. You coming up to get free tailgate food, $20.
I like this. Alcohol charges every vehicle that comes on campus for every game, unless you are a season parking pass or tailgate holder.
So does Southern University. If you park at Southern University, that is $20. You can park away from the stadium, park at the dorm. It's $20. Students move their cars out the way, $20. And I think that's fair. You are coming on to be a part of a world-class game day atmosphere. You need to be paying to come on campus. Away with, not charging people. That's crazy. Even at the Florida Classic, you're going to pay $40 for parking, and people gladly freaking pay it. Yeah. No matter what parking lot you go to, even if you park in somebody's yard, you are going to pay $40 to park your car and go to the game. I think that that's fair. You are there because of the game. You are there because of the game day experience. You need to be paying. And I think that that's fair.
All right. All righty. Just because I just feel that, there's money out there to be made.
Absolutely.
There's money out there to be made.
Absolutely. We should have had that conversation, bro. When we did our play at the University of Tennessee, we did it at the theater. And so out of curiosity, I saw Neyland Stadium in the background. I was like, so they had a sign in the parking lot, you need to have this color parking pass if you're going to park here in this parking lot. It was more than a mile away from the stadium. To park there at that particular spot during the fall, that is a $500 to park a mile away from the stadium. To park there at the theater.
$500.
$500.
Man,
I'm talking about like for the season, you paying $500.
Oh, got you. Still, ain't no play in the world that good for me to pay $500. I don't give a damn what they talking about.
They pay it, and be parked up in there. All the urns and stuff be right up in there.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you,
pay $20.
I'm gonna tell you this. This is how I feel about it, because I've seen it on both sides. I think there is an aspect of, and I'm gonna use Jackson State because that's the game that I went to, and it was the craziest environment for me. They have a lot of parking, like people just park in the median of the roads, you know what I'm saying, for game day, and so you miss out on all that money that they don't park in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? So I think there should be a charge aspect to when you walk into the stadium. You know what I'm saying? Like when you walk into that environment or inside the gate or whatever, somehow it should be 15, 20, something. Because, and I know people going to say, oh, Scotty, that's a steep price. Nah.
No, I ain't.
I seen you Bamas pay a lot of money for some stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's an aspect that Jackson State is losing out on thousands of dollars just because, like you said, they're not paying people. They're not getting a revenue just for people walking up. You know what I'm saying? Like, because me, I Uber, because I'm like, I ain't dealing with the parking or whatever, and I Uber and I walk up. You know what I'm saying? But just to be in that environment, you know what I'm saying? Charge.
That's money, bro. I mean,
it could be $10, just something small.
$10, $20. But look, Essence Fest, does it cost for you to just walk up in? Can you just walk up in Essence Fest and no charge?
I've never been, so I'm assuming no.
You can't go into Coachella for free.
Oh, that's damn right you can't.
We be having game day. I mean, we have toll concerts up there. You got the Zero Quarter, the bands marching in. You got DJs. You got food in the parking lot. People playing spades, cards, bid whiz. All kinds of stuff. Watching games, fellowshipping, all of that stuff. Drinks. Are you kidding me? For free? No.
I mean, for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, what it's hard to do because I think like A&M, I think A&M could do it pretty well because they have a very structured way to park into their stadium. So
their
it's
stuff is off chain.
yeah, how you come in and they got that long line of cars and stuff like that. So I think you could probably find an easier way for them. But it's just the people that walk up for me, like because even when I went to the homecoming for Jack State and A&M, me and my girl, we parked in like a little park area across from the median. You know what I'm saying? So we saving money right there on that. You know what I'm saying? And just walked up into the, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I know it's a lot of stuff that you could do and can do, but just a little stuff like that. But next up, my favorite game show, FAMU Foolishness. FAMU Foolishness. Woo. Love this show. So, from the Rattler Nation blog, shout out to them. I know they support the channel. I see them every now and again. So they say, wait, no softball coaches? No coaches for women's track? Harassment allegations for men's track coach? Championship golf coach resigned? Bowling coach is still employed but suing FAMU. And now the staff volleyball coach leaving? What is really going on at FAMU?
Well, let me just first say, the volleyball coach is not going anywhere. So all of y'all that's been asking me about FAMU volleyball coach coming to your school, he ain't coming. He's staying at FAMU. So that was a lie. The softball coaches, you know, this is what happens. What you're seeing is what happens when you don't have a committed president and an established AD. You know, and that's really the bottom line. You get your check on time. I want my check on time. You know, and if you're an administration and you have coaches that email you and contact you and tell you what's going on, and you don't have the audacity to even return or communicate as the president, you need to go. You need to step down. You can't handle it. You're in over your head. Stop the foolishness. Stop the madness. Let somebody else that has the willingness and the courage to get in the trenches and handle the stuff that needs to be handled. It is absurd that FAMU, with the stature and the amount of accolades that it gets, that you can be this inept and this just discombobulated concerning an athletic department. Gaucher is not coming back, and I will talk about that at another time. He is not coming back. He don't want to come back, and at this point, he severed so many ties with so many people. Boom. Now, furthermore, let me say this. The golf coach, he wins championships. He's telling you, the president, telling the interim AD what's going on. This is what my expectations are. I've won a national title here. Exactly, Miss Paris. What them 18 people doing? Because by now, and again, I've already spoken on this, it's ridiculous. Let me stay on target and I get to the 18.
Ah! Okay, go ahead.
Let me stay on target. You get me off on a whole different tangent on that 18. All right.
Go ahead.
Now, the sexual harassments against the track coach. Now, my only problem with this whole blog thing is that, you know, you named all the people with the sexual harassment charges except one of your own. So my thing with you and really with the whole thing is making sure, because there were some staff people on Gaucher's staff, or one or two, that has sexual harassment charges as well. Neither one of them is named in this. So let's be fair. Let's be thorough. Talk about it. You don't call out one, call out everybody.
Woo.
All right. Now, golf coach, you take care of him. Answer his email, President Robinson. Bowling coaches and suing, I'm pretty sure they need reimbursement for some stuff, because obviously, you know, that's just, we got some trifling people up there that need to be moved out of office. And that's why we do what we do on the ONG strike zone, to try to inform Rattler Nation, to get involved and to get engaged, so that we can ask the right questions and hold the people that are in authority accountable for the checks they're making. President Robinson is making basically $500,000 to do what concerning FAMU athletics? It's ridiculous. Now, the 18, I can't really fault them because they didn't ask for this. Okay, I fault President Robinson for not having a Fab Five in his pocket. You need to know that if this happens, what is your contingency plan? You're the leader of the university. To think you're the one that was planning on getting rid of Gaucher for months. You didn't have a plan, and you get paid $500,000. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. It's ridiculous.
And also, I just got word that there has been a FEMA incident at FAMU. Let me see real quick. They said they just brought in the trailers.
Hey.
Of at the FEMA situation. I don't know who's housing. I don't know what FEMA's housing in here. I don't know if there's people or but says
y'all tripping at our little double wide. But ain't we lucky we got them good times? We is happy for our double wide trailer. Get off of our trailer. Y'all can be sitting up there in the air conditioner for those that's gonna be sitting up there. But this is not the end for us. And it's an upgrade over what we had. We had a single wide the last time, so now we got a double wide this time, and we happy with the 2-story, increased press box, internet space. It's gonna work for this season and beyond. And you know, till we get the new stadium, it is what it is. And until we get a president that's really concerned about athletics, it is what it is.
Listen,
but it's an upgrade over what we had.
That thing looked like if the big bad wolf blew on it, that thing listen, bro. That
you
thing
should have seen the last one.
It looked like a panel away from going down. Okay. Like, if I walked in there right now, close the door too hard, it looked like it all just slant over to the left.
It's secure. It's up to code. It's gonna work for the next few years that we're there until we get our new stadium. But let me say this. You know, this is another reason that, you know, I look at President Robinson like this. Like, bro, all you got to do is put your name on the dotted line and sign. And fam, you literally could have a new stadium within about 2-3 years. Nice, brand new, 35,000 seat stadium, you know, with an indoor practice facility, with a hotel on the corner, with an additional physical training, I want to say field house that comes along with that. All of that stuff, it would be a part of the P3 if he would just simply sign and the BOT would just be on board. They're not. And that's why we are with our nice little double wide in the sky that they made with a $10 million grant from the from one of the city groups, which is something that we could have been getting the whole time. All right. But it's ridiculous, bro. Our stadium literally was almost shut down.
Yeah, I heard it almost condemned. Yeah, condemned. Yeah, heard about that. That's crazy. Until Gaucher came in and did what he did, being a great AD, boy, he was so rudely thrown out. The disrespect.
Well, I want to bring clarity to that. Gaucher oversaw the project, but that stuff was in the works slightly before, well, really before he got there. And he enforced it and followed through with it, and so he gets the credit. So it's cool.
Cool. Well, you know, let me know when FEMA's get done, you know, in Dallas, you know. You gotta watch FEMA. They don't like to pick up their stuff. So y'all gotta stay on them. All right. Y'all stay on them and you know, make sure they clean up after they go. All right, let's talk about what Deion's comments earlier today. Well, not earlier today, doing Swag Media Day. I had a show about it. The word of the day is complacency. Okay. And complacency means an instance of usually unaware or uninformed self-satisfaction. Okay, I want to play a clip for you, Kofi, and I want to get your opinions on what Deion said.
Of the swag is even greater. The television revenue is even greater. That we have. So how do we do that business-wise? How do we change the business practices? How do we elevate to another level where the profit share of the swag is even greater? The television revenue is even greater. That we have a system now that the attendance, the parking, the concessions are all adequate and profound, and we get real numbers. That's my thought process, that we really do business.
Is the HBCU infrastructure?
No, we're way behind. You know that. Before you asked that question, you knew the answer. You just set me up to hit the thing. I appreciate that.
Let me find the organ over here. Let's tap that organ.
Yeah, you know that. You know darn well we ain't right. We ain't tight and we ain't right.
Hey, if anybody fixes the parking and the vet, I will sing at their wedding.
See? That's we're missing 10 to 15,000 fans that don't even come because they don't want to deal with the parking. And then when they get out the car, you got to go through one gate. How is that possible at a football stadium? That one gate, like those are the minute things that burn me up because I've seen it at its highest level. It is hard for me to accept mediocrity, but I've seen excellence.
How hard is it to change expectations of people when they're accustomed to something being a certain way?
I don't think they have expectations. We have expectations. They have complacency. That's the difference. You're complacent. It's been like this forever. We don't need to fix it. I'm cool. I live in a land of more than enough. I want to keep more than enough. I want you to have more than enough, greater. I don't want to just have just enough. Some people are happy with that. That's not me. I'm not built like that.
Can we ferret out the complacency?
You got to fire the complacency. It ain't no talking about complacency.
Sure.
You got to fire the complacency.
Understood.
You
That's
don't
change.
There's a lot there. If you need me to play it again or play a certain snippet of it, but what's your?
Because we already talked about that, bro. We just talked about that with the parking, with taking part in the HBCU experience. That needs to be monetized, and understanding. And the key thing that I got is fire the complacency.
Yeah.
Fire the complacency. Why are you in a spot? I'll never forget when I was doing the PA announcement at Bragg Stadium. I was the voice of Bragg, et cetera, et cetera. And, I was told that it was going to be months before I got my check. I was like, months? I was like, okay. I went down there to that office and, I was like, hey, all right, so I'm turning my invoice in. I'm turning this in, XYZ. What's the turnaround on this? And this dude came out and talking about, well, we're gonna do, it says basically we have like 6 weeks. I was like, you get your freaking check on time. I want my check on time. And I'm gonna be here every day till y'all give me my check. My check was ready within a week. So when it comes to Kevin Rose, what you talking about? You talking about Go Shay?
Okay.
But when it comes to us doing what we need to do, we can't sit up and literally continue to do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. We are where we are right now as HBCUs because of complacency. We sat back, we let other people, expect people to give us handouts, and it does not work that way. We have perished for a lack of knowledge. And because of that lack of knowledge, people have taken advantage of the gifts and the things that we've had. And that's why we ended up in the states that we're in. The MEAC ended up almost basically shut down because of complacency.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid Howard get another offer somewhere, or South Carolina State get an offer from another conference that elevates their status and elevates who they are and where they are. They're going to be gone if they don't have a plan. We have to get beyond the complacency. Again, FAMU back in the 70s at Doak Campbell Stadium was drawing over 30,000 people for a game. The 79 game, the homecoming game, had 36,000 people. The game against Miami had 39,000 people. The game against Cookman had 40,000 people at the game. This is not anything new, but we didn't have the knowledge and the skill set to capitalize on that moment and that time. And as a consequence, the program went down. This is what we've got to do right now. While HBCUs are on the thought process and on the tongue of people, we've got to jump in there and do what we've got to do to stay informed, and more importantly, stay engaged so that we don't end up in the same spot. Now, let me, again, this complacency thing is a real thing, but it's what happens when alumni don't stay engaged, and they leave everything up to the people that are in authority to make decisions that they themselves are uninformed about. We've got presidents that don't understand or know athletics, but they've been charged with making decisions, and they do so uninformed, and they do so from a complacent mindset. This is how we get these raggedy classic contracts that we end up signing because we got people that don't know, or they have somebody in their ear with an alternate agenda. So we can't sit there, and really for me, I look at us as the blame because we've been quiet too long. We've been quiet too long. The heat should have been put on our presidents to get informed. The heat should have been on our ADs to step up and get informed with the best possible TV deals, the best possible apparel deals, the best possible facilities. Why are we sitting around and allowing grass to grow on our tennis courts? Why are we sitting around with garbage that has not even been emptied for months on our campus? Why would we do that? Because we're not engaged and we're not informed. And it's time for that kind of stuff to stop, because in order to get progress, there has to be a greater measure of commitment from all of us if we're going to see what we desire to see.
That's real.
5% giving on HBCU campuses tells us that we are complacent people. It's just like Killmonger said in Black Panther. Y'all comfortable. Y'all comfortable up in here. You got this, you got that. The president is comfortable.
Yeah.
It's time to overthrow some stuff. Some people got to be moved out the way.
Oof. Oof. I like that. My issue has always been that I have a problem with the lip service with no action, right? So it's all the, oh, Scotty, wear this, Scotty, wear that. It's that feeling with none of the action promoting. Like, none of the action that I see promotes the same thing that gives me the lip service, right? Of how big a brand is, or how big this is, or how big that is, but it never gets backed up by the action.
Bruh, we love to talk a good game. If half of that energy that we use on Twitter talking trash to each other was used in a monetary fashion, our schools would be handled and taken care of. We gonna beat the snot out of you. We finna do this. We finna do that. How about y'all have a contest and see which fan base can raise the most money for their athletic department? Let's do that. Let's see who can show up at homecoming and raid with the biggest check from the alums and all the trash talking people that got so much to say but don't have no skin in the game. Let's see how we can do that. Let's do that contest. Let's see how we can. I applaud Coach Sanders for saying that. Obviously, he has seen a lot being at Florida State. They have a level of order there. They have always done it. I mean, I remember, bro, when Bobby Bowden came to town, and at first, Florida State wasn't always filling up that stadium till Bobby got there, and Bobby started, preaching a brand of football. People started getting engaged. They got committed. They established a booster. Within 81, by the time 1981 came, they had expanded the stadium. 5 years later, they expanded it some more. They had a plan.
Yeah.
They had a master plan. Now they got a whole college town with property, apartments, hotels, restaurants, businesses right there in college town. And there was a time that part was undeveloped, but somebody had a vision. They saw the unseen. When is Jackson going to see the unseen and fix these potholes? No joke. When are they going to fix the potholes? When are they going to build up around that stadium and build commerce? There should literally be a whole JSU shop right there in the stadium. JSU shop and cafe and probably even a hotel. JSU has the power to do that. They have the wherewithal and the resources because the whole city supports Jackson State.
That's real. That's real.
Why that hasn't happened is beyond me. But it's all because people are complacent. Rattler Nation is where we are right now with the press box that people want to talk bad about because we were complacent, uninformed about the whole P3 project, uninformed about understanding what it takes to get this athletic department to the next level. So consequently, you have people at the top who are making decisions. How long are we going to settle for I want to say the enrollment decrease from the state of Florida? Complacent. You comfortable. If you want to sit there and allow people to make rules for your school, everybody else can expand. But FAMU, the devil is a lie. But that's what happens when you become complacent. How did South Carolina State get down to 2,000 students? 2,000. Because they had an unengaged alumni that were not connected with the state government process and what was going on, who was being hired. So you hire raggedy presidents that wouldn't fundraise, wouldn't get out there in the streets, wouldn't engage alumni, wouldn't engage the community and build corporate sponsorships or raise money. Complacent. Complacent. You have to be passionate. You've got to be driven if you're going to see progress. It doesn't happen any other way. It's hard work. But if you know and you surround yourself with people that know what they're doing and stop hiring your friends and family, you'll be all right.
Hey, let me take this call from JB. Hey, what's up, JB? Talk to us. You live.
Gentlemen, how y'all doing this evening?
Good, man.
Kobe, I'm kind of upset with you, man. You stole some of my thunder of what I was going to talk about, but it's all good, man. What's happening is what we've been talking about for a while, and Kobe kind of hit on this a little bit too. The stuff that you're talking about.
My bad, JB. My call thing went down. You got to call back in. That's on me. My bad. You see, you might still be on here.
There is one other participant in the conference.
All right, you good, JB? My bad. It closed out on you.
Do not do.
Hey,
Can you say something?
Hey, yeah, my bad. It closed out on you, so you got to start over. My bad. It shut off on you.
No, you good. You good. Sorry about that. Okay, so what I was going to say was that Kofi, you're sounding like someone, and this is not a diss. I'm not trying to be funny whatsoever. Please don't take it like this whatsoever. You're speaking as someone who believes our school should be run, our athletic department should be ran like businesses. This is the essence of what we do not do at our schools. We don't treat athletics like a business, because if you're treating your athletic programs like businesses, these things wouldn't be happening. You wouldn't be having to worry about waiting months to get paid from doing PA jobs. You wouldn't have to worry weeks for your trash to get picked up. These things would not be happening. But when your view of athletics is limited to game day trash talking and who's got the best band and everything else, if that is your basic existence for what you think athletics is, you're going to struggle and have problems because you're not doing it to raise the profile of the school. Like you mentioned the parking stuff earlier, and some people say, okay, well, that's too much money. No, it isn't, because if you don't want to raise athletic fees, then guess what? You got to make revenue from somewhere. Money's got to come in. But when you have people, leadership, I'm talking about presidents, ADs, in name only, of course, who don't understand or who don't want to understand the business of what college athletics is, you're going to continue to struggle. And meanwhile, we keep waiting for the next Melinda Gates or Jeff Bezos, ex-wife, whatever, to give us next round of donations when you're not actually trying to find ways to cultivate your own product. This is what keeps happening. And quite frankly, I don't know if people are surprised by any of this stuff. This has been coming a mile away. And of course, some people say, okay, well, Deion's going to fix all this. This has got nothing to do with Deion. Once again, if your athletic departments are not ran properly, like the businesses that they are, extension of the university itself, you're going to continue to have these exact same problems. It doesn't matter who the coach is or who some of the other people are. Coach is one voice. You have to want to give a shit. You have to want to be better. We cannot afford to keep running our schools like mom and pop shops. This can't continue to happen. It just can't.
Hey man, I 100% agree. Appreciate the call, JB. Listen, what's tough about it in some states, and I gotta, because you know me, I gotta give the whole picture. Some states aren't allowed, they're not allowed to pick their president. Some states are their state appointed presidents. You know what I'm saying? So there are some situations that, you know, a lot of these schools can't even control because of the state legislation or the state, the school legislation that puts presidents in place. And who's to say that's going to be in your best benefit of whoever they decide to put in their place to run your school? You know what I'm saying? But I do believe that everybody else around, you know what I'm saying, your board of trustees, your alumni need to come together and be on the same page to make things work. So, but that's a tough one when you don't even can control who runs your school. Let me take this other caller. 1587 coming to you. You live.
How you doing, Scotty?
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Prairie View, man.
Talk to me.
Here. But no, man. I was calling to touch on what you were saying. I had to jump out when you was on the stream earlier in terms of the Jackson State situation.
Mm-hmm.
My question that I'm trying to understand is, out of the whole state of Mississippi and all these Jackson State alums, you can't tell me none of them own a concrete laying company or a construction company where some alum or alumni can go out and do that work, or they can be paid to do that work, or that fundraising could be done to do said work. That's the type of innovative thinking, like I was trying to tell you 2 weeks ago, about just taking the initiative, because honestly, now is the time, because we have the attention. People are looking at us as HBCUs. SWAC Media Day is actually starting to get somewhat of a buzz, but we just have to take that next step as both a university, a community, and an athletic department to make it go and make it do what it needs to do. Because one of the things, like everybody keeps saying, or previously, about the people hanging outside of the game, these people should not be allowed to do that. If anything, they should have to be charged to come on to the campus and stop freeloading. What's going to end up happening at these HBCUs, Scotty, is like this, man. We're at a crossroads. We're at an apex. There are certain Black people that we have to understand that will be left behind because they don't want change. They want the complacency of what you've been talking about. But in order to do it, those Black alums that actually have the pockets to do so, we need to make sure that we're building better relationships with those that actually have the resources to make it actually happen. Because too often times when we have some of these conversations, the people that are the loudest and the most vocal, or the people that don't even have the resources or two pennies together to make anything happen. So we have to collectively rethink how we do things, because right now the SWAC is running from Florida all the way to Texas. We can own and monetize Black content and make that more profitable for us because we actually control it. We have the bands, we have the facilities now in most of our stadiums and the conferences. It's just we as the people have to show up, participate, and then in some of these instances, take over these alumni associations and take over these campuses with a younger, more aggressive, innovative thinking people.
That's real. I mean, my thing is this. Okay, let me ask you this, right? You get an alum who has a construction company and things like that, but it's not just having the construction company. It's having the plan. It's having the funding. He's not just going to do all the work for free, because that puts it on his company. So that's like you gotta break that down a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't want him to do the work for free. What I'm saying is you can have an alum, somebody in that state can do that work. The university could pay them, or the alums can fundraise in order to get that done. In exchange for doing said work, he or she can be compensated and give them a luxury box for a year or two for their trouble, because you're going to make more money, because now the parking situation has been dealt with. The gate situation has been dealt with. You have also given yourself 10 to 15,000 more patrons to make money off of. So whatever money you do to redo the gates or the parking lot, you'll make that money back 3 or 4 times over. And not only for that, because as being a fellow business owner myself, it will make people feel the initiative to invest in what you have going on because they feel like you give a damn.
If I'm being honest with you, I love the idea. This is the part of it though. I think the same way, and I listen, man. I keep telling people this. I think Jackson State is not pimping Dion enough. Like I would, and I listen. People gonna not like this, but I would use Dion like that white girl off of Hustle and Flow. Remember when he went the microphone? That I would do. Listen, I would pimp Dion to the tip. Like I would tell Dion to ask for everything we want. We want it, you ask for it. Like get out there, make a public declaration, like he did the barbers, like he did all that other stuff. I'm like, yo, we want a new gate, we want a new parking lot. Anybody out there who's willing to come here and help us get this funded or do this or do that? It's no different than what he did for the Cadillac, no different than what he did for the practice field. It's no different than what he did for anything else. If I wanted,
let me say this to you, Scott.
Go ahead.
If we don't make the move that's necessary, in my mind, from how I'm predicting this, we're going to lose some of our schools to the Southland Conference, Scotty. They're going to start picking off those perennial pillar schools in the SWAC and moving them to the Southland or the WAC or the Sun Belt.
You're right.
So if we don't want to lose, we're going to have to make that aggressive move, because like right now, it doesn't matter if you have the power if you don't swing it, if you don't use it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to position yourself so when people are actually looking at you and seeing what you have to get done, you have to make the SWAC look more appealing. That way you can go pick off a Tennessee State, a South Carolina State, and maybe go and get a North Carolina A&T and make yourself into a more viable, stronger conference that people will get you the views, you'll get the butts in the seats, you'll get the band, you already have the content, and you already have the game day atmosphere. We have an opportunity now in 2022 to do something. We can have the equivalent of a black HBCU game day. Black folk like to show up and cook. There's so many personality type people all throughout the South in these SWAC conferences that can be seen and utilized and monetized that we're not thinking far enough. You know what I'm saying? We're thinking from A to B, but what I need folk in the SWAC to do, especially folks of our own hue, is to go from thinking from A to B to thinking from A to F. There's multiple layers to this different thing, and you have to be able to get more affluent, appealing people to go and appeal and put their money into these campuses, and they want to see a return on their investment. That's what it's ultimately going to come to, because we're not guaranteed to keep Deion Sanders forever. We don't need a man, we need a movement. And see, that's the thing. We're putting too much onus on Deion Sanders. Yes, he's giving us the attention, but what are the other members of the conference, along with alumni like myself, what are we going to do to elevate SWAC football to the next level so we can all start eating and making money off of this thing, not just you select people.
Absolutely.
It's about the movement, not one person. And I'll leave it alone, Scott.
Hey, no problem, man. Appreciate the call. Hey, I think, and listen, Blue, I'm telling you, because Blue told me, right? He heard it out the camel's mouth, all right? There were schools before Deion touched down that wanted to leave. You can say whatever you want. They wanted to leave the SWAC. Deion touches down, the excitement grows. They sit on their hands and they say, hey, you know what? We good. All right. But it is what it is. Let me ask you this though, Cove. And I got a call I'm gonna take before the headache hour. Let me ask you this. How much do you put on the SWAC office, right? Because this is my thing. I think people I think people love to understand what's going on, but I don't think they understand it to the full totality of how much the SWAC office is also a part of funding these programs. But go ahead.
We have to be informed on all levels. Let me say that. And it would be good for Commissioner McClellan to have town hall meetings once a month or once a quarter to engage the SWAC fan base about what's going on so we can stay informed, but then also talk vision, talk about where we are now, where we're going, and how we're going to get there. Without that measure of engagement, you won't be able to maintain the measure, I want to say the level of commitment that's necessary for us to make progress. You know, and let me say that, you know, first, one of the first things that needs to make the shift is we've got to understand that we are an athletic conference. That means that we are more than just football. We love football. Thank you for the football. It's great. It's not the only sport. If we would take half of the time to even get two of the schools to the South Line. If Deion takes this, they'll leave for the South Line. Okay. Yeah. So really getting to the spot where we understand that baseball matters, basketball matters, men's and women's basketball. All of these different sports use, I'm telling you, man, the SWAC literally could take it to the next level. Literally, but you have to engage. And a lot of this is on the SWAC office to develop the infrastructure, to develop the measure of communication, to develop the vision. But the vision can't rest with just one person. The vision is all of us. The vision is all of us. There's answers that are out here, right here on this channel. There are answers that are beyond this channel. But if you never engage those people, you sit there with a one-man mindset or a two-man mindset, and you end up being limited when there are limitless possibilities because you won't engage.
I want to get to somebody said earlier, and shout out to William. I like this one. He works for the presidents. The presidents need to be held accountable as well. Absolutely agree. This is the part I'm going to put someone in the SWAC, and this is the part I'm going to put some just out there in general of what you should have been doing from the jump street, right? I think for the SWAC office, and I said this early on the complacency video, is that the SWAC office should be telling, since the commissioner, Dr. Charles McClellan, wants to run everything, he thinks he's a dictator, you need to be telling the SWAC schools to send you content. You need to be telling your SWAC institutions to send you content so you can build a brand. You need to build a SWAC brand. If you're going to build it on your own, a digital network, whatever you want to call it, you need to have it. They've been doing pretty good on their social media. They had a SWAC media day, kind of like a revamp or whatever, little reel or whatever. But that's more of everything. The SWAC needs to be doing a lot more of that to continue to grow this brand. And because what you got to do is you got to make sure you're breathing without the ventilator. And the ventilator right now is Deion. Deion is keeping you alive. I don't give a damn what you Bama's out here talking about HBCU football, Ben, and what, I don't care. Deion is the ventilator. Okay, he is continuously pumping air into your lungs to get you to come up and breathe on your own. That's what you need to do. You need to be able to be self-sufficient without Deion Sanders. You got to still be hot without Deion Sanders. And if you don't build your brand now, you won't ever build it later because people are going to be like, Deion's gone. Why do we care? But you have to make yourself relevant beyond that. My second part to this is I lost my train of thought. I'm going to take a caller. Hopefully I get it back when I take this caller. Hey, caller, you live? Talk to me.
Hey, yo, bro. My name's Donald. I'm from Germany.
Germany!
I appreciate the show. I appreciate the show, and I watched your complacency video earlier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel what you were saying. And it can't just be Deion. Like, if you look at Jackson State social media, they are everywhere. Everywhere. But why ain't the other schools doing that? Why are they not doing that? Like, why are they not using social media as that platform to get out there? You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, like, I'm looking at, they depended on Deion just to build the SWAC. They depended on Deion to build the SWAC when everybody else could do the same thing that he doing. You know, like, that don't make no sense to me. Like, everybody got fucked.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Listen. Now, okay, you're crossing over to a line of imagination. Okay, not everybody can do it to the level of what Deion is doing it because he has bars.
But not.
Go ahead.
Okay, not to the level of Deion, but I'm talking about using social media as a in general. Using
Absolutely.
social media
Oh yeah.
in general.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because when you gotta be very mindful when you say like doing it like Dion. Ain't nobody gonna do it like Dion because he got over 2 million. You know, he's an icon, 2 million followers, Barstool's behind him. You just saying, listen, just get your ass on social media. Post something, post a shoe, post a helmet. You know what I'm saying? Post somebody running. You know what I'm saying? Like something. Just something. You know, but that aspect I agree.
Yeah, like Gremlin. Like, why would you post this social media video of this white girl shooting money out of a gun? Like, make that make sense. Like, seriously. I seen that video too. I seen when you posted
that was not good.
Like,
that was that's not good. That wasn't good at all. But you know,
that's not good. Like, who's on this social media team? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but
like,
you it's something because let's be honest, even with that, I think they got over like 30,000 views off that. You know, like so I'm not saying it's good, you know what I'm saying? But that's what social media is about. The right thing could catch heat, catch fire, and it runs with itself. You know what I'm saying? So you just never know.
Yeah, for a fact, you never know.
Yeah.
But hey, I appreciate y'all show. I'm sitting here watching live.
Man,
yeah, you know, I appreciate everything y'all doing.
What part of Germany you in?
Hey, keep rocking, brother. I'm in Frankfurt, bro.
I was born in Frankfurt. Shout out to that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was
Damn,
born in Frankfurt, Germany. My mom was in the service, but yeah, I was born over there. So shout out to you.
Oh yeah, shout out to you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, that's a little fun fact about me. Boy, you know me. I'm a world citizen. I was born in Germany. You know what I'm saying? But it's just if you want to get on the presidents, you can. They have their responsibility as well. And somebody said, do the coaches not know anything? Somebody said something about coaches not knowing that. Let me see. I get what you're saying. Let me go up. Somebody said something about some coaches. Because I like checking people. Daryl Stewart. So you're saying the other coaches don't know nothing? I'm saying the other coaches don't know shit about social media. That's what listen. I can stand on that 10 toes down. Damn Bamas don't know nothing about social media. Go ahead, Kofi.
You know, we talk a lot about experts. I don't need novices working social media. There's a science to it. And if you don't understand it, if you're not well trained, if you don't have the eye, you don't understand how to work Adobe Photoshop, you don't hire novices to get out there and do it. You need people that are experts to develop your content. There are people that get paid for companies to develop content. They're social media experts. LSU has they hire Neil experts, social media experts, all kind of people to help their program brand remain at a high level. It's necessary in this day and age to hire people that know what they're doing. Period. Point blank. That's why you set aside X amount of dollars. You talk about it, but you have people that understand the vision, understand the plan to get that sort of thing done. So the pictures, the content, the videos, all that stuff make it happen.
Absolutely. And to me, it's like this, right? Because let's say, Kofi goes the professional way. Me, I'm niggering it. Listen, I'm sorry. Like, I'm thinking y'all broke, okay? That's what y'all keep telling me, you're broke. So I'm a nigger rig some shit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk to somebody who knows somebody and be like, hey, listen, you think you can help us with our social media page? You know what I'm saying? Like that, because at this point, y'all Bama just need to do something. Like it ain't even all like, I don't even, and the problem with, and I keep saying this, stop letting Dion scare you from getting on social media. Like, oh, I don't want to get on social media because Dion's on social media. I don't want people to say, because you already know how Jackson State fans are. They're gonna be like, oh, you want to get on social media now because Jackson State's on social media because Deion Sanders? You're damn right, because it works. Okay, if Deion was doing something that was getting paid millions of dollars, all you Bamas will be doing the same thing because you trying to get paid money, right? Okay, stop with the BS and stop acting like, listen, man, all you coaches need to get out y'all ass. Okay? All you old school, old-minded, oh, we ain't doing this. Oh, I don't want to do that. All that's for the birds, okay? Social media is here to stay. Just like computers, just like iPods, just like iPhones, all right? Just like the internet. Okay, you have to grow with the times. Social media is where it's at. Let me get to Bridges. Hey, Bridges, you loud. Talk to me.
What's up, Scotty? What's up, Kofi? Man, I totally agree with y'all. We ain't on dial-up no more. We don't have to unplug the internet cord and plug the other cord and wait for it to load up. Going beep.
I used to hate that crap. Oh my God, those
Bruh,
are some rough days. Get off the phone.
Shoot, man. I done got yelled at plenty of times doing that.
Man.
We is not on that stage no more. We have Wi-Fi. We can talk to people from different countries, i.e. Scotty just talked to somebody else from Germany. Like, let's go. You need to know how to use your tools in the toolbox. Don't bring out a screwdriver when you need a drill, something real easy.
Facts.
Like, you have students on your campus that love TikTok, that love Instagram, that love all these other things, but y'all don't want to use them. Y'all just let these students go to waste on the wayside and don't even think about them. You don't have to pay students. All you just gotta do is give them 3 T-shirts and some food, and they'll do it for you.
Facts.
Like that's all kids want. It's really free gear and food. I know that's all I wanted when I was in college. So like y'all gotta play the game. Y'all is Deion playing the game. Everybody else, I don't know what they doing, but they just chilling, kicking back, thinking, I'm gonna just let the tide roll and wherever it falls, it falls. No, we can't do that no more.
Absolutely.
We gotta catch up. We gotta catch up to Alabama. We gotta catch up to North Dakota, South Dakota. We gotta catch up, bro. Like, we far behind, just like you said earlier, man.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate the call, though, Bridges, as always, my boy.
Well, I mean, even when it comes to, I don't ever really even follow North Dakota State on social media. I don't even know that's necessarily what they need to do to be successful. But, I don't even know what South Dakota State necessarily has on social media. But I will tell you, somebody said something about Coach Maynor and his unwillingness or lack of desire to be on social media. He literally would be a star if anybody would be a star on social media, it would be Coach Maynor.
Bro.
And the fact that he's not, is probably the reason why they only have 5 people that attend their home games, on a regular basis. The city of Huntsville is not engaged with Alabama A&M, and I'm shocked because literally they're the only game in town. That city literally could be like Jackson, but it's not. They care less about what happens at Alabama A&M, but Maynard could change that.
Man, listen, people like, I don't think, I've hung around that coaching staff. It's a crime, okay? It is a crime that Conor Maynor and DT are not on social media for Alabama A&M football. If I was Coach Maynor, if I was a social media guy, I would tell him, for every meeting, you ride the scooter. When you go into different meetings, I'll be riding a scooter, pulling up. I'll be like, I make the sound effects. What y'all doing? Get to practice and ride on. Like, that would be freaking hilarious. Like, they get on my freak. Like, I'll be one to really cuss these Bamas out because you're like, you stop trying. Like, they try to play this political. And I talk to BJ all the time. BJ say back in the day, the coaches used to go back and forth in the press conference. They used to talk junk to each other on the press conference. So make it make sense. Listen, if you're going to be the villain, Maynor, be the villain. Just be the villain. Accept it. It's okay. If you suck and you lose, okay, whatever. But just be the villain. Stop trying to be like, you got all these black coaches trying to be real political. Oh, yeah, the next game. That doesn't make you enticing. It doesn't make like, what really bothers me in the SWAC, that you freaking want to isolate yourself so much, but then you want to play politics. You want to play like, I don't want to give any bulletin board material. I don't want to, man, just have fun with it, man. Enjoy it. Like, enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, be what it is. Like, to a certain extent, even Dion enjoys it. Yes, he plays a little bit of politics, but you can still feel you can still feel the shot he takes at everybody. We gonna dominate. Oh, we know how to win. We've been winning. You know, like it's a slap in the face. Like, y'all ain't gonna stop us. What are you talking about? Shut up. Man, we gonna dominate. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you have all these other coaches playing these politics and these real mundane type stuff. It's just boring. I can't stand it, but I'm telling you, it's a crime that Maynard is not on social media. It is a crime. It is a crime. It is a crime. Him and DT are freaking hilarious, bro. And then I'll say one last thing, and I'm gonna let you go, Kof. They do this quarterback challenge every Friday, right, at A&M. Like, he comes out with the belt. They got like a wrestling belt and stuff like that. Maynard be throwing dimes and talking hella smack. You can show that on social media every Friday. It would be a hit. They so annoying, man. They are annoying for real. Just the lack of Go ahead.
You're right, bro. I mean, if anybody would be a social media star, it would definitely be Maynard. But I mean, Coach Simmons at FAMU he's a star. You know, when he wants to be, his whole family is absolutely amazing. Maynard, amazing. Even my man that's down there at what's the name of that? Oh, Hugh Jackson. I think, you know, with his non-dancing stuff at Graham, you know, amazing. I think that all of this is content, but we have to learn how to release that content, and we need to learn how to monetize it. I mean, step shows. We have concerts. We have speakers that come to our campus that are absolutely world class. You know, all of that needs to be on a channel that we could be profiting from. But because we are unwilling to have that discussion, or we have been unwilling to have that discussion, we remain in the place that we are. It's time for the shift.
Man, listen, I would be on Dooley Watch every day. That would be my, if I was Coach Dooley, I wouldn't even have to say nothing. It'd be Dooley Watch. You know, what he wearing today, Dooley Watch.
Listen.
Dooley Swag Watch, however you want to do it.
Now, Southern does have solid social media, but, you know, it's time to talk about those things. You have to have those chalk talks. You have to have that communication in order for stuff to happen. Otherwise, you get complacent and nothing happens and you remain in the same spot. Complacent, another word for complacent, is comfortable. We got to get uncomfortable. And if we want to fly, even baby eagles, before they fly out the nest, the mother eagle makes the nest uncomfortable. She makes the nest so uncomfortable that the baby eagle has to figure out what it needs to do to fly.
Man, if this ain't a whole, listen, this is a word right here. This is a word right here. We pay these guys $250 not to know social media. Wow. And you don't even, in the fact that you won't even try. You won't even step out of your comfort zone to try. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. All right. I'm going to go to, listen, next caller is brought to you by the Headache Hour, brought to you by Tylenol. Okay. Tylenol 10 can be sponsored. All right. BC Powder has dropped him. Okay. All right. They couldn't fund the order. Too many people was getting headaches. Listen to him talk. All right. So the next caller is sponsored by Tylenol of the Headache Hour. Thank you. Coach Green, you live.
For starters, you is not going to be putting out misinformation. I fired BC Powder because they wasn't strong enough. I went to Tylenol because they had extra strength. So we're not going to be putting out that misinformation about my business.
Apologies. I got a press release that came over and said that, you know, it was because they let you know. But okay. Oh, my bad. Okay. Well,
it's all lies. They work for Trump. They wrote for Trump. It's all lies.
Okay. Alternative facts. Alternative facts.
All right. I got to go with my guy, Cofield. Kof. Love you. You my boy. I love that you coach tennis. But if you touch my leftovers, we fighting. We fighting, Cofield.
It depends on what you had, and if you leave it in there 24 hours
in the morning
without notice, it's gonna be mine.
Well, we're gonna be fighting over that steak and pancakes. Cause I'm just not gonna let that go. You cannot do that to me, man. I saved it so I can eat it in the morning with my waffles or pancakes.
You better put a note on it. Or pray I'm asleep by the time you get home. Because if I wake up in the morning and be like, oh, there goes a steak. And ain't no note on it. OMG. Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. Look, as far as the coach, as far as these schools putting out content as far as on social media. All right. The coaches don't necessarily have to be on it, but they could be on there a little bit, but they got to do what, say, a day in the life of a particular athlete. He carrying around he have the password to Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and he taking videos of when he wake up in the morning, when he walk in Coach Mayor's office, and going to study hall and lifting weights, stuff like that. You gotta do a little bit. Alabama does that. Nick Saban always ain't on social media like that, but you see him on there. If the players walking around with the Instagram, for that particular day, or film the work. Show a little bit of the workouts in the morning. Show a little bit of scrimmage highlights. Like Jackson State be doing. They be showing their highlights. They don't show the whole practice. They show highlights, man. So hey, do a little bit of that. You don't got to be on there like Dion, because like you said, Scotty, there's only one Dion.
Facts.
So do it your way. Because I like what some of the strength coaches are doing. Strength coaches are putting a lot of content out, because South Carolina constantly putting out content when they're in the weight room. Them boys working too. Alabama A&M put out content when they're in the weight room. But show some other stuff. Alabama State doing a little bit better with their social media, so I give them a little props. I saw Morgan State did a few things a few times since Wilson been there. So, just give a little bit. You don't got to be like Dion. Just do something. Do something, man. That's all they got to do. Just do something. Because all that does is get the people hyped and be like, oh, I need to go to a game, catch a game. And then my next thing, this for you, Scotty. Do you feel like Cornell Mayer should have came out talking trash at SWAC Media Day, since he was talking trash, last year talking about get more 4-5 stars and all that?
I would have.
Why he's
well, he didn't do that.
Dion beat the
trash
talk out of him?
Hold up. He didn't do that at Media Day. That was
not at Media Day.
He didn't. I'm just telling you, like he didn't. Yeah, he didn't do that at Media Day. What I would have done, because I'm for the smoke, I would have been like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I had to go give me more 4 or 5. That's what I would have said about myself. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been like, yeah, I had to go give me some 4 or 5 stars to, like that's how I would have flipped it, to try to make it funny. Listen, man, I'm a firm believer. If I lose, I might be quiet, but I'm gonna find a way to keep on talking. That's just that, I hate to lose. I'm a sore loser. So you gonna catch me quiet for a little bit. I would have brought the
pink scooter with me.
That would have been funny. I would have probably rolled in on it. I ain't gonna like, but like it's just it's you. I don't know, man. Like with coaches, they have this like unwritten law of being like, to me. And this is the thing with Maynard. Like you can't do what you like. To me, that's called front running. I don't like front runners. You know what I'm saying? Like when everything was good, you was talking smack. But now when you got your butt whooped, I don't hear nothing from you. Nah, I don't respect that. Like you gotta keep talking.
So this is one of the things I used to love about Steve Spurrier. He was win, lose, or draw, he's always talking trash. Every time he played Florida State, he used to call Florida State free shoe university.
Yes, he did.
So when he went to South Carolina State, he walked in there talking trash again. And they ain't win a whole lot of games, but he was still talking.
You got to respect that. I respect that. That's just who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's who you are, that's just who you are. But you know, white people can get away with that more than black people. But go ahead.
Yeah, because he used to do a little blanter with Ely, but Ely not at Alabama State no more. So hey, since Deion, did a little blanter with, he should have been throwing something back, man. Brought the P school to be like, hey, I'm just keeping it for as a reminder for when we play them at the Gulf Coast Classic.
All right, you got to land this plane though, Coach Green, because the headache hour is almost up.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say, man. But hey, I appreciate y'all, love y'all. Hey, you're lucky I ain't pull up on you while I was in ATL, but I had business to take care of. I was at a funeral with my mom.
You ain't about that life, because I told you Keith said pull up, and you definitely wasn't about that life, but okay.
Oh, if I wasn't with my mom, because we had to go to a funeral. If I wasn't with her, I would have most definitely pulled up.
Okay. All right, we'll see.
So next time down there, I will pull up.
All right, too easy.
All
right. And that was sponsored by the Headache Hour. Tylenol, official sponsor of the Headache Hour. You make sure you guys drink a lot of water when you're taking Tylenol. All right, listen, I got some breaking news, Cove. While I was here, but hey, man, listen. The streets is hot out here. I just got a FAMU announcement. I found out where you guys recruit from. Beautiful baller. I was like, I done seen about half these girls on the FAMU staff. I'm like, is this where FAMU be getting their girls from? The beautiful ballers? I was like, dang, that's crazy. Yeah. They said she got an offer. For fam. Yep.
Let's go.
Just how they like them. You know what I'm saying? Instagram ready. Instagram model ready. Look at that. They got another one. You know what I'm saying? Got another one. That's what they do. That's what they do. So breaking news. That if you ain't know where FAMU was getting their ballers from, this on Facebook is beautiful ballers. Okay, that's where they're getting their. That's where.
So everybody else get their players from ugly ballers.
I don't know. That's just where that's just.
Bro, I have to tell you a story.
Go ahead.
So at our basketball games, like the women's basketball means a lot to us, which is why this whole little thing with Coach Pillow is very concerning to us, right? But anytime we used to play Bethune had all kinds of players on their team, but the gym would be packed, and when so they had a player that had a really low natural cut. Her hair was almost like mine. It was low.
You don't have hair, but so it can't be yours.
But then they had another player that had a ton of weave, right? So when they would pass it to the girl that didn't have no hair, the crowd would say, hair. And when they pass it to the girl with the weave, they say, weave, hair, weave, hair. They would do it the entire game. It was crazy. Our crowd is nuts about women's basketball, which is why I really believe if she doesn't get it together this year, she is going to be gone.
Should have been gone. Anyway, that girl should have been asleep somewhere else. All right, 9892 coming to you. Hey, caller, you loud, talk to me.
Yo, Scott.
Yeah, what's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, this jail phone, man, aka Luther Vandross from North Carolina, man.
Hey, man, listen.
Yo,
unless you related to Mushmouth, you need to back away from the phone. Like you sound like, hey man, this Jeremy.
Yo.
I can't hear you, bro.
Yo, this a jail phone, man. Hey.
Oh, is this jail phone?
Let me tell you something. Yeah, it's jail phone.
Oh, it's jail phone. That's why it's jail. It's jail phone. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm back.
What's up, jail phone?
Luther Vandross of your channel. So check this out. I never understood when I was watching HBCU football play. How a team full of brothers were getting beat by 50 or 60 points. That used to blow my mind. How did you get beat by 50 or 60 points when you got nothing but niggas on your team? You know what I'm saying? And number two, I knew something was wrong with me. And you know what I did?
What'd you do, Jail Phone?
I sang a song. Let me hold you tight. If only for one night. Let me hold you dear.
All right, Jail Phone, you gotta go. Got to go. All right, 8582 coming to you. That's Jail Phone. Listen, man. I don't know what's going on with his phone, but we call him Jail Phone. Okay. What's up, man? Talk to me.
Buddy really broke out.
What's going on, man?
Hey, bro. Real quick, I wanted to talk about that financial aid piece from earlier.
Okay.
What was happening and why a lot of people's financial aid was being delayed, and it's more of a small school thing, is if registration isn't right, they had to keep registration open to allow those people with like late financial aid and late money getting in and people waiting for their uncles and aunties to send them cash for class.
Mm-hmm.
They have to keep registration open. And so as long as they keep registration open, nobody can get their refund check. So a school like FSU can set a date, and I'm using FSU because they're right across the street from FAM, and I work in their financial aid department. But they have like 40,000 students, right?
Yeah.
So if 2,000 people don't get registered for classes, they're at 38. They're not missing a meal. FAMU at 9,000, if 2,000 students miss, and salary's not getting made. So, you know, and it's more so a small school thing than it is a large school thing. But that's why a lot of, you know, people miss out on their financial aid, or the financial aid comes late, is because the school had to leave registration open longer than what they were supposed to allow those students an opportunity to pay for their classes.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Hey, appreciate the call, Bob.
Man, y'all have a good night.
You too, man.
You too.
All right, Cole. We wrapping it up.
Yes, sir.
What do you what give me your final points?
Man, I'm excited about this year, man. I think it's going to be uniquely special. And I think that we have an opportunity to be a part of the revolution known as HBCU football.
Revolution!
Fight the power!
Let's go.
Yeah. So we could really make some things happen, man, but it takes real commitment. And people have to be about that life. If you're not about that life of getting in and really sending emails and letting your voice be heard, you're really going to miss out. Partner with somebody at least and give your thoughts, give your ideas to the people that will speak. That's the way we can keep this momentum going, because as long as we remain unengaged, if we stay unengaged, if we don't take it to the next level, we're going to miss out on this particular chapter. And this is a very significant period in our history. So we have an opportunity to make great history for our HBCU. So let's get that done. Oh, and the ONG Strike Zone comes on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. And it's going to be some fireworks. I promise you it's going to be nuts.
Let me take this other call before I get asked my boy Sergeant. What's up, Larry? Talk to me.
What's up, Scotty? I want to start the controversy right at the end. I apologize. I had to pick up my kid from Boy Scouts, so I'd have been here with you a little earlier. Here's the deal. If FAMU wants to win 9 football games this season, they will start Rashawn McKay. If we want to be undefeated, Jeremy Boussard!
Boy, listen, I was about to hang up on you, son. If you didn't flip that, I was moving that mouse to the disconnect button so fast. Boy.
My bad, yo. I just had to throw it in there.
Man, listen, I'm telling you, bro, if you didn't flip that on me, I was about to click on you so fast. I was about to say, if this man don't sit his ass down, talk about some Rashawn McKay. Boy. But appreciate the call, though.
All right, peace.
All right, man. Listen, man, I'm telling you, I was so about to hang up on him when he said that Rashawn McKay line. I was about to say, what? Oh, hell no.
Moosa's got to take it. He's going to have his opportunity, and he need to do it. You need to take it from McKay. McKay ain't finna just hand it over. So he gonna have to show it.
He needs to hand it over like the turnovers.
McKay don't turn the ball over like that.
What?
He don't.
What?
How many interceptions did Rashawn McKay throw for the entire year?
I'm gonna tell you about the Valley game.
You can talk about that game.
At least two of them. Do at least two of them.
Now the first one was on Coach Simmons. The second one was definitely on McKay.
How Coach Simmons on the sideline? How
Coach Simmons called that play that shouldn't have been called, and Rashawn was following orders, and he made the wrong play. It was the wrong play. Coach Simmons owned that one himself.
What?
He owned that one himself. That being said, Moosa's gonna have his opportunity to do it.
Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. If Musa first of all, let's be real. Bishop Bonnet is the reason y'all won majority of the running game was the main reason why you won.
Hands down. I ain't denying that.
Okay, I just want to make that very clear.
I ain't denying that.
Okay, that's numero uno. Okay, so Bishop Bonnet was the grandma who did everything: cook, clean, watch the kids, plan the parties. You feel me? Drive, go to church, Bible, all that. That was Bishop Bonnet. Okay, he was Big Mama. All right, Musa. Come on, man. It's Musa. It's Musa. It's Musa.
Moose.
If Musa don't beat this kid out, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. All right, make sure y'all tune into the Bowling Strike Zone. Get the likes up. I don't even know how many likes I got because I can't see them, but it's over 338 people in here. Get the likes up. All right, we're going to start the countdown to kickoff next Monday. I don't know how it's going to break down yet. I'm still a work in progress in my mind, but we will be doing a countdown to kickoff to the SWAC and MEAC challenge. Bowling, we talked about the Bowling Strike Zone. What else? Anything else? You ain't got nothing else?
No, that's it, bro. That's it.
All right, we about to get out of here. All right, until next time. Hey, protect your leftovers too. Until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm a holla. God bless.